Hello again, metalheads. Welcome to another weekend of metal detecting. No fancy camera work. Ponces go to university for 3 years to learn that sort of stuff. What you get with a Mercian is straight, honest digging metal out of the ground. Now, let's get on with it. Right, metalheads, we're off and running. First signal of the morning, and I really do not know. Little tiny off-center, oval, circular ring type thing. Is that an old brooch, maybe? Your thoughts, please. Next up, teeny tiny spoon handle. Really wafer thin, copper alloy. Cool. Okay, we're on to the first coin of today's hunt. Ship halfpenny, George the 6th, 1943, I think the date on that. But it's really scabby and in a crusty, horrible state. One for the scrap coin tin, and we carry on. Well, that's some thumping great piece of lead, that is. 91 to 93 signal. Took some digging to get it out of the ground, I can tell you. Absolutely bloody huge. Looks like a giant flying saucer. Wonder if that's some kind of palm guard, maybe. Honestly don't know. There's a couple of lead knights in armour in that. I might melt it down. Well, I don't need the spade this time. It's sat on the surface. So I'll kneel down to it and see if you can spot it. There we go. Whack, whack, whack. Only a button. Bollocks. It's not giving up its goodies easily. It's still rock hard and solid. Nothing spectacular. Rectangular horse tack buckle, I reckon. We hope for better. Well, well, well. Dogged determination and persistence has paid off. I've got myself a coin. It's got a little bit of detail on it. Queen Victoria. Halfpenny, 1891. I think that's the best that the day's going to offer, but I'll carry on a little longer and then have a second go again tomorrow. Metalheads, we just had a bit of a shower. I took shelter under a tree. Didn't look like it was stopping, so I headed back to the car. As I crossed fields, things improved. It stopped raining. And look what I found.
What you got?
Just down here, look. Giving it a field clean. Use some roots and sticks and things. There's another crotal bell. Unfortunately, the suspension loop's broken off the top. But if I grip it with my fingertips, it still dings of a sort. I'll give it a proper go over when I get home. That's two of these little beauties in the last 3 weeks. How cool is that? I'm glad I stuck it out now. Brilliant. Okay guys, here's a quick tip for you. With the ground so rock hard, You don't want to be digging unnecessarily. Give this one a try. Okay, I've got a signal down here. Just about here. So before I'm going to dig it, just give it a go with a pinpointer. There, it's just barely under the surface. So you don't need to jump up and down on your spade. Just use your digging tool. Save yourself some energy. Okay, I've dibbled around with the digging tool. I'm barely 1.5 inches under the surface. Just here. There's the target. It's a button, but just think how much energy I'll save to not having to jump up and down on my spade time and time again to try and sink deep for something that is really shallow. Cool. Another find just beneath the surface, perhaps 2 inches down. Halfpenny coin. Just enough detail on that. See a monarch facing to the right. George III. Britannia's just about there on the reverse. That might clean up with the pink stuff. Cool, I'm glad I stayed through this shower and carried on. Ah, it's another one of these palm tree things. I've had one of these before, about 2 miles over that way, over that hill. The last one had got a shaft coming out of the back of it, so I think it might be a fancy draw pull. Wicked. Now all I need is a cabinet to put them on. Oh yes, that's really quite cool. I think it's called a quillum. Probably better known as a cross guard, I suppose, on a dagger or a knife or a bayonet. The core of the handle would have come through there and the blade would have sat out that side of it. Stop your hands sliding down and cutting your fingers on the sharp blade. No idea of the age of that, but a pretty cool find nevertheless. Even more interesting and more circumstantial evidence of my thought that there was a settlement on these fields. I think that is a pot leg, a metal cooking pot. Would associate that with settlement, wouldn't you? The mind boggles. This hunt keeps getting betterer. There's no way I was leaving that in the ground. 91 to 94 signal. Well done on digging that purse. I think you got a cartwheel penny there. It's a bit nondescript, but you can definitely see the cartwheel rim around the outside of that. Boom! Do nicely. Here you are, see what I was telling you, look. Another one. Sat on the surface. No dig. There. This field ain't been ploughed for at least 10 years. It's only another button. There it is, just sat on the bloody surface, look. Save me back again. Well, metalheads, that just about does it out in the field for this weekend. It's all the time I can allow, I'm afraid. Let's get back home, stitch these clips together like a cut and shove motor and ring it out on the market for you. See you on the roundup. So we're back home for a roundup. At the top, standard, nearly a dozen buttons, some horse related buckles and rings. Huge great lump of lead. Palm tree draw pull. Tiny bullet. Spoon handle. Then more interesting, we've got this quillum or crossguard off a dagger or a bayonet maybe. George III, Victoria, George VI, crusty coins. Now, I'm convinced that this little thing is a part of a brooch. I might be wrong, but that's my thoughts. And then the two best pieces, I've given the cartwheel a scrub, but there's not the greatest of detail on there. Some of them don't last very well in the ground at all. And the little teeny weeny crotal belt, unfortunately suspension loops broken off the top of it, but it does still ding after a fashion. And then finally, if you haven't seen the video, I've got some new channel stickers. Don't forget, if you'd like to get your hands on a couple of them, drop me an email and I'll post them out to you. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next episode.